Good day all, welcome back to Cruisin' Classics YouTube channel. Today we have for you a 1989 Jeep Grand Wagoneer, top of the line in 1979 for the Jeep brand, and dressed in a stunning color combination. White with wood panels and burgundy interior. It is a beauty. These really caught on back in the late 80s, and by the time they were in that last couple years of 89 to 91 generation, they were known as the best of the breed. They were the top of the line of what they had been able to achieve to that point. And that was when Chrysler had bought out the company. I think that happened in about 1987. This particular Jeep has a little bit of a backstory. It underwent $140,000 worth of restoration work between 2016 and 2017. The older gentleman who owned it at the time took ill. He took delivery of the vehicle, drove it a couple hundred miles, stuck it in a barn, and then he passed away. And in that barn, this truck sat the whole rest of the time. 7 years in that wet barn, and it did not do any favors to the restoration work that was done to it. So that considered, somebody is going to get a heck of a nice platform here for restoration and get it at a very, very affordable price. The white paint job is good overall. We will show you some rust bubbles and a couple other little things that have happened, and again, that's the fault of sitting in a damp, non-climate controlled barn for 7 years. But overall, the paint job is good driver quality. You can see a little bit of hazing on the front here on the grille, but not bad. It still looks nice and bright. Those fog lamps do work. There is a little bit more gap on the passenger side here than the driver's side. You can see that gap. And over here, no gap. Can't explain it, but we want everybody to know we're real straightforward about our vehicles. And although imperfect, this is one heck of a buy for the money. Try finding another one of these that's like this one for this price. We've got factory aluminum alloy wheels, wrapped in some newer looking tires, Yokohama Geolander HTs. The wood paneling decals look pretty good. A couple of spots where they show a little bit of wear, right in here, and again back in this area here. Not perfect, but really good for a vehicle its age. I've seen plenty of these where the wood just looks terrible on it. And this has the really nice surrounds here. They're almost like padded vinyl, and they wrap around these, provide a nice color contrast, look really sharp. You can see the bright trim around the windows and the iconic wood ribbed top with luggage rack. Slider bars up there for putting your luggage on top. You can see that nice wood trim on the rails of the luggage rack. Again, although they are factory alloy wheels, they are not in #1 condition anymore, as you can see, and that's after we tried to clean them up. They have seen nicer days. Now let's focus on a couple of those areas of rust. This is one of them right here. And again, we're not pulling any punches. We want you to see it. We want you to know it's there. But again, for what we're asking for this vehicle, those things are minor demerits. As we roll around back, you see a good looking back end, bumper that matches the front, more nice wood trim. You can see we've got rear defrost on the back glass and a wiper. The wipers happen late in the series of the manufacture of these Grand Wagoneers. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how well that back glass works. It rolls right down. And from there, you simply reach in to the handle and you can lay down the tailgate. There's the handle that you use to do it. Nice looking rear end of the vehicle. Got 6x9s mounted on the side panels. You've got your theft security screen there, or cargo cover, whatever you want to call it. It rolls back and retracts. And watch that window go right up. Boom. Now coming over to the passenger side, real similar to the driver's side, and paint issues in the same places. Right here. Real typical of these Jeeps to rust right here, and this one's doing it, as you can see. There's also a little bit of rust on the bottom of the door and the rockers. Let me see if I can show you that. You see it right there. And where was it? There was some bubbling down here on the rocker. Not a lot, but a little bit. Tough to get the camera to pick it up, but it is there. There we go. There's a little bit of it right there. And you can see, again, damp barn, 7 years. That's how it happened. But it hasn't gone any further. It could be stopped in its tracks right where it is and fixed for a much more modest amount than the $140,000 that the previous owner paid to have all of this work done to the truck. Now that we're back up front, I'm going to pause briefly. I'm going to pop the hood and let's take a look underneath and see what's going on. And we are back under the hood of the 1989 Jeep Grand Wagoneer, and it is a tidy looking engine bay, as you can see. Looking down at the engine itself, what we've got here is what we believe to be the original 5.9 liter V8 that came with it. Although gone is the original fuel system, and now we have a 4-barrel Edelbrock carburetor, chrome Edelbrock air cleaner on top, blue valve covers, blue intake, blue block. You can see it is plumbed for air conditioning. The air conditioning is hooked up with the belt. It's not seized, it spins, but the clutch does not engage when you turn on the air, which could mean that it has a bad limit switch, could mean that it needs a recharge on the Freon because it has a leak somewhere, or it could mean something else. But I'd start with the easy stuff. A simple charge may make it work again. Here we have power steering, power brakes, and that's a disc drum combination. And when I was underneath the Jeep and looked at it, it looks to me like all new fuel lines down under there. They had actually completely blown this Jeep apart when they did the restoration work, and I think they ran brand new brake lines. I think they ran new fuel lines. All that looks underneath, even though it's, you know, got a little bit of surface corrosion on it. It looks like it was all done around the same time 7 years ago. This 5.9 liter V8 is mated up to a 3-speed automatic transmission. This Jeep was born with 4-wheel drive. It still has 4-wheel drive characteristics all present, but the 4-wheel drive does not currently work. We have not investigated as to why it does not work, so don't know. Radiator looks like new. According to the receipts, it was replaced during the restoration, and it sure looks like a new piece to me. Again, real clean under the hood, largely factory, except for the top of the engine there with that Edelbrock. Now let's take a look inside. Beautiful burgundy interior. Really, really nice inside. Let's start with the door panels. Got a mixture of vinyl, carpet, wood trim. Wood trim looks a little faded up top here. Looks a little better there. You'll see that we've got power mirror, power locks, power windows. The power windows in the front work great. Power windows in the back do not. You've got to help them. They struggle. I had to open the rear doors and physically help the rear windows go up and down. Again, we're being honest about the truck. It is what it is. Here on the armrests, you can see that the reflective piece and the wood trim piece are gone off the driver's side. And over on the passenger side, you can see what it's supposed to look like there, but that one is loose, and I'll show you that in a moment. Carpet in fantastic condition. It looks like brand new carpet in here, if you ask me. Kept nice by these logo carpeted floor mats. You can see that the seats are power adjustable, both driver and passenger up front. And this is obviously recovered leather here. These are super nice. It feels nice. There's no wear on it. They look great. You'll notice that the driver's seat is inclined back, or reclined back, a little further than the passenger seat. That's because this button, when you push it up, that should move the seat forward, and it doesn't work anymore. For heaven's sakes, we're not going to push it down, because the further we push it down, the more back the seat will go. And it will go back, it just won't come forward. It feels like a dead switch to me, like the up position of the switch is bad. The other position things work, as you can see here. It's just that one. I'll give you a quick view of the back seat. Rear door panels emulate the style of what's up front, plus ashtrays. See, the rear seat looks just as nice, never sat in. And we've got a nice tight headliner up top. All right. It is exceptionally comfortable. It's a traveling machine here with this Jeep. You'll see in between the front seats, we've got a buddy seat, which does have seat belts there and here. If you don't have a buddy though with you, you can drop down this nice armrest for comfort for both driver and passenger. And a quick note here on the passenger side, you'll see that this is loose right here. You'd think it'd just snap in place, but it does not. There must be a little snap in there that's broken off that's preventing that from happening. But again, passenger seat just as nice as the driver's seat. Door card looks nice with the exception of that thing on the armrest. Dash pad looks like new. No cracks. Nice soft burgundy vinyl. Looks great. I think that probably got replaced during the restoration. More wood on the dash. It appears a little bit faded. I don't think it got replaced when they restored the vehicle. You can see here we have a really cool Clarion stereo. I'll show you that a little more once we start the vehicle. It is AM, FM, CD, and Bluetooth. Here we've got the HVAC controls. Again, the AC is currently in op, but heat works fine, fan works fine, directional indicator works fine. The gauge cluster is strictly stock, and it does work. All the gauges do work on here. You can see it's a column shift. And you can see right here, it is a tilt column as well. The light controls are over here. Rear defrost, rear window up and down. What do we got? Down here is for the rear wiper and washer. Cruise control, we haven't tried it to see if it works. You've got to drive pretty fast to get cruise control to operate, and we didn't bother to do that. We assume that it does, but we don't know. The intermittent wipers work, but only on one speed, and I'll demonstrate that for you when we fire the truck up. You can see it's an OEM leather-wrapped steering wheel, 2-spoke. Oh, we won't know if the horn works till we put the key in it, I guess, will we? Let's go ahead and do that. Horn does work. All right, let's go ahead and fire this baby up. I'm going to give it 2 pumps. Starts pretty easy. I'll show you that was a nice cold start here. I'll give you a quick glimpse of what the wipers do. Kind of 2 speeds, seems more like 1 speed, and the intermittent aspect doesn't seem to work so well. There we go. All right. Control for the fog lamps is right down here. That's for the fog lamps, this switch right there. And when I turn on the main lights, you'll see whoop, that light come on. The four-wheel drive switches, this is for your on-the-fly four-wheel drive between 2 and 4-wheel. And then if you want to pick high or low gear, you've got a shifter down here. Again, the four-wheel drive is currently inoperable. We don't know why, we just know it's true. I'll demonstrate here. It pushes the air out. I mean, it definitely cranks air out. It's just ambient air though. But it does jam it out, and if you were to recharge that air, I bet that'd probably fix that problem. On the Clarion stereo here, let's see, where's that button? There we are. And volume. So the stereo works great, sounds great. Nice modern unit. You can see the courtesy lights work under dash, as well as up here on the overhead console. I did notice that while the map lights work, the compass and thermometer or thermostat do not. That would normally be up here. I believe this is something that Jeep pulled out of Chrysler minivans at this time and kind of stuck up here. It's got a little sunglass holder cabinet right there. I'm gonna open the glove box for you. Pull out the receipts. I just want you to see here, it's page after page. After page after page. It's amazing how much effort went into this Jeep. You get down to the end here, there's the total. Absolutely crazy. But somebody's going to be the lucky recipient of all that work. And with just a little bit more modest improvement, you're going to have one heck of a deal for the money in this Jeep Grand Wagoneer. Let's hop outside and give a listen. Nice smooth running V8 up front. And a little bit of throaty gurgle coming out of the tailpipe. While I'm back here, I did forget to mention there is a tow hitch receiver down underneath the rear for you in case you want to pull a boat or anything else. Folks, if you've got any questions about this 1989 Jeep Grand Wagoneer, give us a call. At Cruisin Classics, our number is 614-276-7355. We're happy to help you with financing. We're happy to help you with shipping. Answer whatever questions you have about this really cool 89 Jeep Grand Wagoneer, dressed in white with wood trim and burgundy interior. Again, folks, we're Cruisin Classics, 614-276-7355, or you can find us online at cruisinclassicsinc.com. Give us a call today. Remember to like and share. We appreciate you joining us today. We'll be back again tomorrow with something else cool.